Aline. If you are not familiar with me, I am a 20-something living and working in New York City. I am a barista by day and writer, comedian, actor by night, who is still figuring out this thing that we call, what's that? Life. In this video, I thought I would take you through a few days in my life, in my work week. I was planning on doing like all 5, but then I just did 2 and then I got too tired. So there's a fun little surprise at the end. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you can take a guess at what it might be, but I do make a pie. If you do want to bake along with me in this video, there is a link to a macadamia graham cracker crust key lime pie in the description down there. It's my favorite key lime pie recipe, so if you're interested in that, go check it out. And I think that's all I gotta say. So with that being said, let's get into this, shall we? Hello everybody, welcome to this work week in my life. I'm getting blasted by the 7 a.m. sunrise right now. I haven't done one of these since I was living in Montana, so I'm excited to kind of show you around. I won't be like vlogging at work. I'm just not at that place with my coworkers and I don't want to make anybody uncomfortable, but I'm excited to show you what my kind of usual day-to-day looks like living in New York City as someone who is a customer service hospitality worker. I'm just applying some foundation. I had made some coffee last night, so now I have iced coffee ready to go, which is my favorite thing. I love planning ahead and then not having to brew coffee in the morning on early days like this, so I can sleep in maybe like an extra 10 minutes. For work, I keep my makeup pretty simple and basic. No one really sees my face, so any kind of makeup is more for me really than anybody else. So come along with me and let's see what my life looks like, shall we? Okay, outfit is on, and now I have to put up my hair because we can't have any hair exposed, so it's either wear a hairnet or tuck your hair up in a hat. And I wanted to show you guys how I do it. Sometimes I wear a ball cap when it's really, really hot outside, but I think this morning is supposed to be a little cooler. So what I do is that I gather up all my hair into like a notch. It's not a bun, it's a notch. So like this is the main bun, this is like the little spindly hairs, and I just tie them like that. I do the other side. That should be okay. This is not perfect, obviously. The whole point is not to look like the most beautiful girl in the world. The theory is that hair kind of pokes up from the bottom. Okay, hello. Here I am, post work shift. I am back in the bathroom because my hair is just simply too long. So we're gonna give ourselves a trim today, folks. I have a lot of anxiety about finding the right hairstylist for me, and I've never had my haircut done post perm besides the woman who does my perm besides me. So I'm just gonna give it a nice trim. I've been liking it a little bit longer lately, but just not quite this long. So I think I'm gonna take off 1 inch. Oh, that's so cute. Okay, now I'm just gonna make sure that it's even with the back. This looks so cute and blunt, which is something that I haven't felt about it in a while. Look how cute that looks compared to this. This looks like a founding father, you know, it just does. Or like a composer, you know, let's just smack up some images of some composers. Work was good. I feel like everybody's a little burnt out right now because the weekend was crazy because the weather's getting warmer. Because I get my 2nd vaccine this weekend. I get it on Saturday. I get Saturday and Sunday off, and then I also, for some reason, I'm getting Monday and Tuesday off, and I cannot complain. I'm really excited. What is it, vaccination vacation? Yeah, I feel like there's a way to combine those 2 words. This is honestly good to have the vlog camera here because I can tell Okay, the front is clearly shorter than the back. So that was not the intention, but we're gonna just keep going until it's even. All right, now I'm gonna give myself the bangs. It makes me sad whenever I have to trim my bangs post-perm because, of course, my hair isn't naturally curly, so I feel like they get straighter and straighter every single time I want to trim them, but if they get too long, then you just can't see my face, and like, what's the point of that? When my Violet from Incredibles, you know?
I posted this being like, was contemplating a dramatic haircut 2 seconds ago, but now not so sure, crazy face. Then Mother's responded saying, nope.
Yeah, because
Your
everybody...
hair is beautiful, Michelle.
But Michelle, I'm sorry, every single time you get a haircut, you turn into a nightmare.
Fine, maybe I'll just get a slight trim, like a couple inches, just the dead.
Yeah, I agree, I think that's fine. Okay. I think I'll leave it there for now, and then I might play with it a little bit more once I see what it looks like post-shower. That's cute. Okay, look at the sink. This is how much weight is off, which is nice, especially for the summertime, which is fast approaching in New York City. So I'm gonna throw this into a plastic trash bag and then pop into the shower and bathe my sweaty self. Yeah, all right, see ya in a pinch. Hi everybody, so obviously it is much later and I am really happy with the way that my hair came out, so at least that's something. And I'm actually gonna go meet up with my pal Elise, and we are gonna be making pasta tonight and watching that Hulu WeWork documentary, which seems, you know, a bit culty, which is kind of the vibe. We're both intrigued, so we're gonna be watching it, but first we're meeting up at a Trader Joe's because we don't have the necessary supplies to make the pasta. We're gonna be headed to Bushwick eventually, which is kind of fun. I am very excited for the eve. Let's go. We are now at the intended location, which is not Trader Joe's and not Union Square, but Elise's home. Hello, Elise, how are you doing?
I'm doing so swell. How are you?
So, here's the deal. Me and Elise attended 1 year of college together at the University of Montana, and then she literally got, I remember this, very iconic, she got cast as a lead out of her freshman year, huge deal, in Peter and the Starcatcher, if anybody was curious, the one female role in the entire show, and she goes, actually, I'm going to Idaho again. And so she went back to Idaho, left us all, and everyone was like very affected, I feel like. Then you went back to Idaho, is that correct? And then where did you go?
And then I went to Los Angeles, California, which also might have been a mistake in retrospect.
She says, but there's nothing but Hollywood prints and giant LA, California photography. So, and you just said 2 seconds ago that you were nostalgic for California.
Iconography is unbelievable and unbeatable, frankly. It's a place to rest your head, lying beneath sands, like warm sands.
So we've stayed in touch, obviously, because we're both in comedy. But then, plot twist, this year, we both moved like within a week.
5 days apart. Like literally, we could have been at the airport.
It's insane. Also, we both moved back home. So she went back to Potato Town, or Potato Village. What would you call it?
Potato Town.
Oh, okay. And then I went back to my Cow Town, but come on, you've all seen it. It's pretty cute. So, whatever. After that, we hung out, and then we kept hanging out. So, that's it. That's the story. Now, what are we gonna do?
We're making the best pasta minus one of the pivotal ingredients.
You say the best pasta. I'm not convinced it's gonna be the best pasta.
We got a nice bushel of Tuscan kale. Things are only going up.
Let's go. Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much. Nice to meet you. Wait, grab that head. Your glass down. I'm too short. But I need you to see the stickers on it.
You think that I'm that tall?
Yeah. Wow. It's gonna be like the most anticlimactic. I'm just gonna be like, here's the one Montana sticker on it.
Okay, let's take a look.
There's 2. Hi, white and handsome. Mon fucking Tana.
Which is this one?
Yeah.
Did you get this at Betty's or something?
Oh yeah.
Or Brita. It's empty.
Not to scare you, but the weather was like a little bit brown earlier today, which is kind of fun. Looks like it's not now, but I've been meaning to try one of these.
Oh yeah, see how your fine work turned out.
Yeah. Oh.
it a good time?
You want to try one? The way that needs to be on the side of something, or in fact, like.
Okay, here is the finished product. If you pop over to the pot, you can see kind of its bare base, and then it got some breadcrumbs and mushrooms on top. Elise, how do you feel about this process? How do you think that we work together in the kitchen?
I think it was, there was a lot of animosity. I have this thing where I don't want to like fully read the recipe, because you know, you kind of just like glance over it, do a quick once over, and everything will turn out fine. Especially with something maybe as rudimentary as pasta. You know, you boil it, it's done.
Yeah, but let's go back.
It's like plug and play.
Let's go back and just, when you know, Elise says like boil pasta, like what does she mean when she says that? Because I thought you boil the water and then you add your pasta, like any sane human, not just a chef, but just like any person. Like this is rudimentary. It tells you how to do this on the box of Annie's mac and cheese, Kraft even, and yet
I put the water in the pot, and then because we're fretting over the time, it's already 9:46, we're just settling down for dinner, and we still have a full documentary to get through. So there was this pressure of time, so I was like, oh, you know what will save time is if I just throw the pasta right into the water, to the lukewarm water. It'll heat up, they'll all heat up at once.
But maybe that's not the corner to cut, you know, maybe. But to be fair, I probably didn't chop enough garlic, so we all have flaws. So we're gonna just settle down with our okay dish, and watch the viewing documentary. So, pretty fun night.
Be part of this sum is greater than the parts collective, where he still is kind of the center of attention.
When I say we, you say we.
Hey you guys, hello. Look who is here with me. It's my first appearance in this vlog, I think. Actually, no, maybe my second. Yeah, that sounds about right. Michelle's here with me today because, you guessed it, this is a sponsored video. This video is kindly brought to you by our buddies over at Skillshare. Skillshare is an incredible online learning community that makes it super easy, affordable, and accessible to learn about any topic you might be interested in. It really does have something for everybody. Like, no matter if you want to learn about art, writing, business, marketing, graphic design. Yeah, they even have classes on plants and oh yeah, how to take care of your plants. Yeah, and freelancing is something that I get a lot of questions on how to do, and they have amazing resources on there that you can check out as well. I'm such an advocate for using resources and teaching yourself some new skills. So like, use what you have available, and what you have available is a free trial. Links down below. The first 1,000 people who click the link will get a free trial of a Skillshare premium membership, even if it's just for a week, a month, 2 months even. It doesn't have to be forever. Just give it a whirl, see what you think. It can be sometimes overwhelming in that library of classes. These are some of our favorites. And with that being said, let's get back into the video. But first, thank you guys so much, and thanks to Skillshare. Hey everybody, so it is clearly the morning time, and I've made myself this little bit of a smoothie, and here you got some berries, you've got peaches, you've got kale, and almond butter, and oat milk. It's like my favorite smoothie recipe, and I am obsessed. Last night I got in pretty late, and the trains just get weird after midnight. It's always modified service after a certain time, but last night I was coming home, and I got on a train, and it was just like me and like 3 other people, and then this guy just starts shooting up on the train, and I just was like, huh, that's something. So then I transferred train cars. I saw him like strapping up, and I know enough about drugs to be just like, oh no, you know. I was like, I don't particularly care to be around for that. I got off at the station and just transferred train cars, clean and clear, under control. And then immediately this man gets on. All he wants to do is just talk to me about how my hair looks like Cruella de Vil, and he was like saying that he was in that movie. Clearly he wasn't. He was like very friendly. I don't think that I particularly felt unsafe, but he was very loud and kept being like, I'm eating. Clearly there was something up with him mentally. He kept trying to talk to me, and then he like left me alone for a second, and then in that time he got distracted by this other guy who came on the train with like just a huge like cart full of stuff. He was like clearly had been like stooping. They end up having like this huge sound off because the guy I was talking to now starts getting paranoid that there are bed bugs on the mattress. Everybody else on the train, because there were like quite a few other people on this train car, were just like, It didn't feel dangerous, it was just loud. But the problem was because there was construction on the line, the 2 was just going. The 2 was just like skipping so many stops in the middle of the line. Not that I was complaining because it did help me get to where I needed to go faster. So I really had no choice. I was like, I'm on this train car, just in between these 2 men, just having a loud conversation that has hints of mental instability. Man, so I rolled up at my house at like 2 a.m. Yeah, which wasn't too bad. The last time I came from Brooklyn, it was even worse. And one time I even had to walk home from like 72nd Street. It's fine, big cities, man. It is what it is. I work at 2:30 today, so it is currently 11:28. I had a nice, like, relaxing, like, morning. I showered, I read, and just watching Drag Race, and then I think I'm just gonna clean the apartment. And that's all I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna clean, watch Drag Race, and then I'm gonna get ready for work. I have been working quite a lot recently, which is recent because like the last time I vlogged about work, I know that I said I was working 6 days a week. That cut back to 4 times a week, which is what I ideally want to be working in customer service, because then my income from YouTube, I used to supplement like a 5th day. So I'm still working like very full time, but I'm just not stretching myself too thin. This week, I picked up a shift because somebody called in sick and I felt bad, so I picked up a shift, and then they also scheduled me for an extra shift just because somebody was on vacation. So that was another 6-day week. So I'm just coming off of a 6-day week. So when I start feeling myself get really overwhelmed, telling myself like, okay, just clean the apartment. Tomorrow morning might be a different story. I have a lot of productivity things planned, but this morning is just gonna be a gentle situation. So yeah, but anyway, thanks for being here, and I'm gonna go do some cleaning. It's vaccination morning, 2nd dose. How are you feeling?
I'm excited. I'm ready. Prepping my arm. Yeah, I'm quite scared to feel potential side effects, but it's all worth it.
Yeah,
To
of course.
protect yourself and others.
And others. You guys get vaccinated if you can. It is your responsibility, and also like we can't wait to go to brunch.
Adios.
Adios. Bye. Hello, it is my break, and I'm here with a kale Caesar salad and a house that is not mine. I do sit here most days, at least at some point during my break, but today I decided to take my entire break and sit out here, enjoying the beautiful views of the Upper West Side. It is warm today. It is like nearly 80 degrees. It is crazy. First bit of my shift is going good. We have a coworker who's leaving. I don't know her too well, but there was cake and balloons and tears, so that was very wholesome to kind of witness. And yeah, now I'm ready to have some lunch. So yeah, I feel like you cannot see my eyes. The ball cap is doing its job. Anyway. Hi guys, so I'm back at home after a long day of work. Man, I am wiped. Got my eye on the prize, which is my 4 days off in a row. For dinner, I am eating this ratatouille that I made on Monday. So thanks, Monday me. Thanks, Michelle, which I'm very grateful to have. So I'm just gonna eat that, chill on my couch, and watch some Drag Race All Stars. I started watching Drag Race because I felt like it was something in queer culture that I just, you know, like I just had no experience with, and I started watching it a few weeks ago, and I'm just burning through it now at an embarrassing rate, but I find it so comforting. At first the neon hurt my eyes, but now I've adjusted. Anyway, so that's what I'm gonna do now.
Congratulations to our 2 snatches made in heaven.
Hi everybody, so there's been a bit of a time jump here. It's been several days. It has been several days, if not an entire week, since I last filmed. I'm gonna be honest, I got just like too tired, and I was just convinced that the vlog was going downhill fast and it had become just really boring. If there's one thing that is a goal of mine at all times, so instead I'm just coming off my long weekend where I got my 2nd dose of my vaccine. Congratulations to me, congratulations to you if you have gotten vaccinated. For the folks still waiting, I am with you. Be patient. We're coming to an end of the road, hopefully, fingers crossed. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I experienced minimal side effects. I had like a little bit of arm aching. I had extreme like fatigue. One day I did sleep for like 11 hours, which is just not something that I thought I could do anymore since I was a teen, so that was pretty exciting. But other than that, really, I felt fine. So if any of you were curious about my experience, that's that. So to finish off this vlog, on my last day off before I go back to work, I'm actually gonna head to Zabar's on the Upper West Side, pick up some things, and I'm gonna make a key lime pie, and I wanna answer some of the questions that you guys asked me on Instagram, and we can have a little bit of a catch up. And I'm super excited about it. So come along with me, let's go grocery shopping together.
That is a great name.
First off, I'm just gonna get out my blender because I'm going to make the crust first, which is the macadamia graham cracker crust. So while I do that, I'm gonna answer the first question, which is how are you settling into your new place? The answer is I'm settling in really pretty well. Don't get me wrong, there's still like growing pains and an adjustment period, which I think is just very expectant for moving to a completely new place and trying to find your groove again, especially in like recent post-grad life. I think that figuring out how to become like a full fleshed out adult is hard. How to live a fulfilling life while also, you know, making ends meet money-wise is like a whole ball game, right? We got really lucky because we love the Upper West Side, and I've completely fallen in love with the neighborhood. I think it's really big anywhere, but I think especially in New York City, to really love what your neighborhood is and love where you live and love your area, that's big. So I will say that it's going pretty good so far. Certainly like 1,000 times better than last time. So putting 9 of my graham cracker sheets in here. 2, 3, 4, 5. A lot of you guys asked what is my new job and how am I liking it. Hopefully the what of it has kind of been answered in this video, but I guess I'll reiterate. I'm a barista and customer service hospitality worker. It's in the waitress territory some days, other days it's full on just baristaing behind the bar. Honestly, there have been pros and cons. I think for me it was always gonna be difficult because I loved working at the bakery back home. For those of you who were subscribed and following us when we were back in Montana, I think that it was very obvious how much I loved my bakery job. I loved the people that I worked with. Like, it was instant friendship with a few folks the moment I stepped through the door. That was like a big deal. I don't think that that's something you expect from every job that you work. I have a special place in my heart for that place, those people. You know, those were the people that hired me when I was 17 years old, fresh out of high school. So in that way, like, the enjoyment of the job has been a little bit muted by just kind of grieving the loss of that. But of course, some things just can't last forever, and some things are special because they're not forever, you know? So there's that. They have been really great, really flexible with my schedule. They sent me to barista training school, and that was really, really cool. I'm really passionate about coffee. I love a good cup of joe, so that was really cool, and that's been nice. I do always say some of the best non-traditional, best paying jobs you can get in the city are server, barista, and nanny. Those can really be like in some intensely well compensated jobs if you can get them, if you can get tips. Some places don't have tips included. I've worked for a place in the city that doesn't tip. Really kind of fucked. I'm gonna pulse this now. I'll pulse my macadamia nuts and my graham crackers together. Someone asked, what are your first hashtag moves now that you're fully vaccinated? This one's so easy. Me, Michelle, and Gabby are going to brunch on Saturday, and this is like the first time we've gone to brunch in like over a year. And then me and Michelle are also going to be getting together with some other pals, unmasked, in our apartment for a little like themed get together, just a couple of friends. So yeah, I guess my moves are like seeing other vaccinated pals. What a rush, man. Just getting out my butter here and melting 5 tablespoons of that down. Somebody else asked, which I thought was a very good question, in what ways are you different this year than last year? What ways am I not different, right? Because apart from the perm, I feel like I am such a different person. 2019, 2020 was a rough year for me. I say this a lot in like inner circles, or I think I've touched upon it in my Instagram before, but like I think I was very mentally unwell for a while, and I just got so used to it that I didn't really realize. It just became my default, and I felt that that's just how it felt to be a grown-up, was to feel kind of in a constant state of numbness. I thought that's just like, oh yeah, adulthood is just not feeling happiness. Turns out was incorrect. It was only honestly because of the pandemic where I was forced to slow down and really sit with myself and be kind of uncomfortable and not have to think about the next thing on my plate. And I'm very lucky to have been in that position at all. Going home for as long as I did and advocating for staying home as long as I did, which I'm very proud of. I could have easily rushed back to the city when I was not ready. I just became, I think, a lot more in tune with my childhood self, honestly, as cheesy as that sounds. I hadn't read or written for fun in years, really, before 2020. Yeah, just learning how to slow down properly. I learned how to like catch myself when I'm spending too much time on my phone and it starts affecting my mental health. Yeah, that's been big. Accepting that I don't have all the answers about where my life is gonna go has been big for like my mental stability. Just accepting that like I don't have everything figured out right now. That is absolutely fine. I'm microwaving this butter really quickly. Before, I also think that I used to be very afraid of admitting that like maybe I want to live in a small town one day. Maybe my dream isn't to be like the biggest actress in the world, but instead to like own a small patch of land and buy a retired dairy cow. Just realizing that there's no right way to live life. There's only the right way for me to live my life, and by achieving that, it's just kind of trying to live as authentically as I can from day to day. I feel like you can see it on my face. I look back at old pictures and videos and I'm like, oh my god, who is she? Any upcoming comedy gigs? Yeah, I don't have any lined up for May, but for June, for Pride, I'm gonna be on 2 shows. I'm gonna be on 1 virtual show, so if you wanna see me virtually, you can. I'll have those dates on my Instagram, so stay tuned there. And I will be doing, get this, an in-person physical comedy show in June. Again, a Pride show. My friend Elise from earlier in the video, she is an intern at the Tank Theater here in New York City, and so she's pitched her musical comedy show, Fret Not, which I was on virtually back in February, I think. And she's doing several, and she asked me if I wanted to be a part of this one for Pride, and I said absolutely. If you are in New York City and you want to see me live and maybe come say hi, that is absolutely a possibility, so just follow me on Instagram. I'll be posting the dates for that as well when it comes closer to it. That's kind of fun, so stay tuned for those. I'm gonna add sugar and some salt in here. The recipe doesn't call for salt, but I just don't believe people when they say no salt. Somebody asked the question, would me and Michelle ever consider doing a Patreon? And actually, that's something that's been big on our minds lately, especially as, you know, we get a lot of requests for content. It's really nice because it means that like everybody, you know, wants to watch what we're creating. Sometimes there's the awareness that me and Michelle have other jobs and this is not the way that we pay our bills. And sometimes there isn't, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes people are like kind of mean and demanding about content that me and Michelle sometimes just do not have the emotional bandwidth to create. But we have been seriously considering creating a Patreon with bonus uploads that are super simple, unedited, chatty videos, maybe like more Q&As or mailbag videos where you guys send us like advice questions. You guys pitch a topic and we just talk about it, or more of our girl talk videos from like, you know, beyond the grave, when we used to talk about like Tinder and prom and dating and those kinds of things. If you're interested in that, please let us know down below. Somebody also asked, have you watched Shadow and Bone yet? And what did you think? Some of these questions, you guys, are so wholesome. It's just like very sweet when people know what you're interested in and they ask you about the things that you're interested in, and clearly like maybe some of you are interested in the same things. I'm on episode 4 of Shadow and Bone, and I gotta say I really, really like it. Production value on that series is like absolutely insane, and I can't believe what I'm watching when I watch it sometimes. Also, like, the respect that they've given the material, it's intense. I feel like just so often the stuff that teenage girls ingest or are the primary fan bases of gets usually like ruthlessly mocked or isn't giving like any kind of real respect or legitimacy. So I think that this is really exciting. I also think it's really exciting for the fantasy genre to have this come out with this big a budget and have the quality be so good. Like, the actors are amazing. The script writing is so strong, and the way that they have weaved these two book series together, I just think is really commendable. So I'm really excited. Now I'm pouring this butter in here. Oh yeah, I'm excited to watch more of it. I got a lot of questions about new projects and stuff that I'm working on, so I'm gonna pop this into this while I answer that. Yeah, so I'm currently focused more on writing than anything else. I find writing really soothing and really fulfilling in a lot of ways, which is interesting because it's just not something that I've done consistently since I was probably like 16. I used to want to be an author. I had this like weird dating situationship with this guy when I was like 15 who was like really like, when I think about his psychological state, some of the stuff that like came out of his mouth, and he also wanted to be a writer, and at first it was what like brought us like together. He like mocked a lot of like my stuff in the end and like talked down a lot to me, and I think that it just made me like live with a lot of insecurity about it and made me feel like I wasn't actually like good enough to be a writer. And then I found theater, so I got to just ignore the fact that I wasn't writing anymore. So right now I am working on a few writing things. The biggest of all is that I'm trying to write a book. I'm trying to write a fantasy novel, like a young adult maybe fantasy novel. I have been for a while. I've been working on it since I was in Montana. I've only written about 70 pages. You know, I am pretty excited about it. Whether it'll lead to anything, we just don't know at this point. But it is an idea that I kind of had when I was 15 years old. And revisiting it has been kind of healing and a lot of fun. And yeah, just working on a world sometimes that isn't your own is really therapeutic and really nice. Here's my pie crust. She's gonna go in the oven. I took off my cardigan because I got hot. So this is now going in the oven, 350, 8 minutes. Make sure you put on a timer, all that jazz. Here we go. Now I need 1 whole cup of lime juice. My $2 limes, pretty insane stuff. Does anybody else have this juicer from Target? And why is it the best thing that human beings ever created? Someone asked advice on making friends in NYC. I think that people are really onto something when they talk about the struggle of finding friends in your 20s. I was really lucky because Michelle moved here before me. I just kind of took over her friends and made them my friends. And then I found my own friends as well. And then it was just like, oh, look, all of my friends. Look at all of them here. Instagram is really handy if you're kind of an internet person. I mean, if you're coming from college, look into what other people from your same school or town have moved to the big city, or ask your friends if they have any friends in New York. Like, that might come in handy. Also though, like, never shy away from taking any kind of classes in New York. I think classes are a great way to make a pal. I met one of my best friends, Jenna, who lives in Texas. We met at a musical theater intensive. Granted, she lives in Texas, but she's planning on making a move to New York one of these days. Fun fact, I love sweetened condensed milk. I don't know if that's just like the chilena and me just like freaking out every single time I have to cook with it, but man, I just love this stuff. I think that tres leches is one of the best desserts in the game. I think that manjar, which you can make from sweetened condensed milk, or leche condensada, top tier stuff. A lot of you guys wanted to know if I was seeing anybody. Like, I got that question like 6 times. It was a little crazy. I did not expect it. I don't know what about me is giving off I'm dating somebody vibes, but with that being said, it is none of your business. I know it's against my brand because I used to let everybody know when I was going through something romantic, but I've evolved and I value my privacy now. You guys will know if I'm ever in anything serious, but if not, then you won't, and that's okay. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, just scoop it out with your hands, and they're perfectly divided egg yolks, which I just am all about. That tastes right. Like, that tastes proper good. That's all the time we have for today. Pie unveiling to come in just a second. Thanks for doing this little Q&A with me, and I hope you had a good time. I just want you to have a good time. Let me know any thoughts you have down below and all that good stuff. Follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!